we are supposed to be discussing the role of effective communication in election processes. So we're going to start by defining the different terms that we're having in these. We're going to be defining the different terms that we have within our title in itself. So, first of all, it's not easy to we can't just say effective communication as a standing term. We must first define what we want to communicate, right? So as the youth, we are a demographic of ourselves, and I think that we must first understand that as the youth, we fit into very many different demographics. So, for instance, in the other room, they're talking about women in elections. The youth are women. The youth are workers. Some youth are the upper class. Some youth are middle class. Some youth are working class. All of us fit into these different demographics. So yes, so we must first determine as the youth what exactly is the thing that we want to communicate for us to know if we're communicating that effectively or not. So now, obviously, coming from the last discussion that we were in, there's this tension about when are youth supposed to occupy seats of power? When are youth supposed to be at the forefront of not only leading the country, but leading themselves in their communities, leading the continent, and representing Africa within the global community. So I think I'm going to start with that as our point of discussion. What exactly does the youth want? And I'd like us to engage on that first, and then we'll come to our the second part of our title to break that down as well. So just to throw the question out there in a more succinct way, you as a youth in whatever part of the world that you're in, whatever part of the continent that you're in, what exactly do you want? There are no wrong answers, by the way, because I see everyone is a bit quiet. Um, I think I don't want to bully anyone, but I see a laughing face, and I feel like you're with us, you're with the people. So if I'm not butchering your name, Mahir, do you mind just starting us off as a youth? What do you actually want?
Thank you. Yes, you pronounced my name just perfectly. The thing is, I'm not young anymore. The thing I'm here, I'm Mahir Al-Fil, I'm from Sudan, and I'm actually managing a youth leadership program that we're implementing in Khartoum. And that's why I'm here, actually. I want to learn more, and I want actually to make the program more connected to regional elements. So yeah, so I might start the discussion, but I'm not actually young and I'm not representing youth. I won't actually.
Aloysia says you look young, so it's good enough. You can go ahead.
Okay, so what was the question?
Basically, we're trying in defining effective communication. We must first define what we want to communicate. So, from your perspective, as someone who deals with youth projects, what do you think the youth ought to be communicating in the first place?
I mean, first of all, as you started the discussion, let's acknowledge that youth are not homogeneous group. They are so diverse. And I remember that I was part of a study that was investigating the perception of youth towards media channels. And we did sampling in the capital city, Khartoum, in the city center, and in the suburbs of the city. And we did another sample in a small town in Darfur, which is a conflicting zone in Sudan. And it was actually very surprising and shocking how young people from the same generation, as we assume they are one homogeneous group, they perceive completely different, completely different, even in the heart of the city and in the suburbs of the city. So I think what youth want to communicate, I think at the beginning to acknowledge that they are different. As you said, there were women, youth from urban places, suburbs, upper mid working classes. I'm not sure, we are also in Africa, so we have different other issues, like even youth who are privileged like myself, who have been raised in the city with good education. We have other youth who have been born and raised in conflicting zones, and maybe they were even part of late rebels. They have been taken as soldiers. So I think it's at the beginning we cannot say, like, there is a group wants to be listened. There is different groups, and there is, of course, there is general issues, but I think they are quite diverse. Yeah, it's just the thought that in my mind. I'm throwing the stone.
No, this is a good stone that is being thrown, and yeah, I think it's gonna hit a few people who are going to engage very seriously with what you're saying. And I see our our two guest speakers are here to lead us in our discussion. I'd like to welcome Emmanuel and Mahamat, who is going to take over from where we are. But again, we still want to hear your voices. So if anyone is still willing to speak to the question, what exactly do youth want, even in their diversity, please feel free to raise your hand. I see Modestus's mic is open. So I think I'll just give space for Modestus to speak, and then from there I'll hand over to Emmanuel and Mohammed.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Modestus from Zambia. I just want to say that as young people, we should be communicating our ideas, and that which we have, that which we want to see, so that even as we seek leadership, we are able to bring something, into governance. Because if you look at the
Modestus, we seem to have lost you.
Yes, it seems we have lost him. May I introduce our French speakers and just to let them know that I will be translating into English?
Please.
Monsieur Emmanuel et Monsieur Mama, vous pouvez parler, mais juste donner la possibilité à Myriam d'interpréter en anglais, parce que dans le breakout room, nous n'avons pas la traduction simultanée. Donc, vous dites une phrase, elle traduit et puis vous continuez. Merci.
C'est bon?
Ok, merci beaucoup. Ok, merci beaucoup. Là, je ne sais pas si c'est Monsieur Emmanuel qui va commencer le premier ou bien c'est moi.
Même vous, pas de problème.
D'accord. Je vous remercie beaucoup.
Ok.
Je vous remercie beaucoup.
Thank you, everybody. We are just translating from Mr. Mahamat. I will be translating as he speaks. Monsieur Mahamat, moi je vais traduire en anglais, donc vous pouvez parler.
D'accord, merci beaucoup. Donc, moi, je pense que le thème qui nous a été donné, c'était l'importance de la sécurité de l'information pendant les élections pour la participation des jeunes.
Ok. S'il te plaît, vous pouvez me donner un peu de temps pour traduire. S'il te plaît, vous pouvez répéter.
Donc, je disais, le thème qui nous a été donné, c'était de parler sur l'importance de la
Allô? Allô?
sécurité de l'information pendant les... Vous m'écoutez?
Allô, monsieur Mahamat? Oui, oui, maintenant oui. Je vous écoute.
Donc, comme vous le savez, moi, je disais tout de suite, à travers le monde, les jeunes ont tendance
Yes, Mr. Mahamat has said that all over the world, the youth has an issue or a tendency of not really participating in the elections.
Voilà, comme je le disais, les jeunes ont tendance à moins participer aux élections que les citoyens les plus âgés. Donc, faire venir les jeunes aux urnes requiert des mesures spécifiques et un environnement général qui donne aux jeunes le pouvoir de participer.
Okay, so he says that the youth compared to the older generation have a tendency of not participating in elections, and we need to create an environment or platform that can allow the youth to easily, to facilitate the youth basically in participating in elections.
Voilà, comme je disais tout de suite, l'importance de la sécurité de l'information pendant les élections, c'est un thème d'actualité, mais on nous a donné que 5 minutes pour parler de ça.
Okay, so Mr. Mahamat has said that the theme we are given is quite good, and we could have gone in depth, but we are given but 5 minutes to talk about it.
Donc, je voulais dire que les opportunités pour les jeunes de participer au processus électoral dépendent largement du contexte actuel, politique et culturel. Il faut un environnement démocratique peut-être plus favorable à la participation des jeunes.
Okay, and the youth is more in need of a democratic environment, an environment which is more lenient or more allowing also for the youth to participate, as some environments are quite strict. Yes.
Donc, pour notre cas de figure, moi, il faut que certains points soient clairs et pour quelle sécurité d'information qu'il faut avoir pour la participation des jeunes.
Alors, Monsieur Mahamat, je vois que Monsieur Blaise nous a rejoint.
Oui.
Blaise, if you can please continue with, can you please translate not simultaneously for Mr. Mahamat as he speaks? Is it possible, please?
Yeah, am I translating in French for Mr. Mahamat or in English?
No, in English. Mr. Mahamat is speaking in French. If you could translate for us in English.
So, am I going to translate by writing or verbally?
No. You will be verbally.
Okay. I think it's not disturbing somebody.
No, we're not. It was me. If you can please give him the go ahead in French.
Yeah, I'm listening to him.
Continuer?
So, oui, allez-y.
Oui, merci beaucoup.
Donc, comme je disais tout de suite,
as I was saying,
devrait prendre,
our response time
devrait prendre du temps.
Is going to take time. Our time of response.
On nous a donné juste 5 minutes pour détailler un peu. Cela
they just give us 5 minutes to provide more information.
Cela m'amène juste à parler de quelques points qui sont intéressants.
So I go to just talk about some points, some important idea.
Voilà, c'est des points, c'est des informations qui sont comment dire, nécessaires et qui doivent être sécurisées pour la participation des jeunes à une élection.
So those two ideas that are very important for the participation of the young in the election.
La première des choses, moi, je voulais beaucoup plus parler sur la fiabilité du processus.
The first idea, I want to talk about the security of the election, the fiability.
Pour que les jeunes aient confiance et aient la volonté d'aller de participer à un processus, il faut que l'élection ou le processus en tant que tel soit fiable, la première des choses.
That the young boy has to trust in the leader. So if they don't trust in the leader, they cannot participate to the election. So the election has to be security and be very, very clear so they can participate. The young can participate.
Il faut créer un climat de confiance et cela permettra aux jeunes de se faire enrôler pour commencer le processus.
So the one who are organizing the election has to create a correct environment so the young can subscribe themselves to participate to the election.
Que l'information soit fiable, cohérente et exhaustive, c'est-à-dire informer les électeurs.
So the information has to be correct, no wrong. The information has to be correct so they can inform a lot of other people.
C'est-à-dire informer les électeurs de l'enrôlement effectif de toutes les personnes à l'âge de voter.
So they have to inform all the people the day that they are going to make the subscription. So they have to inform the day, the hour, and where the people can go to make to subscribe themselves.
Donc, si cette information est déjà relayée auprès des jeunes, cette opération accroît la confiance des électeurs en général, mais des jeunes en particulier. C'est ça, ça va leur donner la confiance d'aller se faire enrôler pour commencer le processus.
So if all people, the citizen has this information, they will be very happy to participate to this information. The young can participate also because all is clear and the information is true.
La deuxième des choses, c'est de parler sur la sécurité de l'information de l'électeur elle-même.
The second one is to talk. The second one concern about the security of the information. They have to securitize the information.
Parce que lorsque l'électeur est rassuré de la sécurité de l'information sur laquelle il est parti se faire enrôler,
allez-y, monsieur Mahalan, je vous écoute, allez-y.
D'accord. J'ai dit lorsque l'électeur s'est rassuré de la sécurité de l'information sur laquelle il s'est fait enrôler, cette fois-ci, ça lui donne encore maintenant beaucoup plus de courage pour faire confiance à cette élection. Et aussi, les critères et les conditions doivent être prises en compte dans la sécurisation du fichier électoral.
So when the citizen know that the information is very secure, the information is true, and there is no problem, there is no trouble around the information, he has the confirmation that the election is true and he is available to participate to the election. So the leaders has to take account the criteria and the condition of the election.
Et pendant le processus électoral, il faut
During
que les
the
jeunes
election,
il faut que les jeunes soient informés et rassurés du principe d'un électeur, une voix. C'est-à-dire qu'il n'y a pas de doublons sur le fichier électoral mis en place.
So the young, during the election, during the organization of the election, they have to inform, or the young has to know that when he participates, his own participation counts for one person. So it's not good to have one person for two participation. It's not good. So they have to avoid this kind of situation.
Donc, comme vous le savez, à chaque fois dans nos pays, quand on parle des élections et que les élections sont truffées, les fichiers électoraux ne sont pas clairs, c'est là qui démotive la jeunesse à aller voter le jour des élections. Donc, il faut mettre un accent particulier sur le fichier électoral pour que chaque électeur doit juste voter une seule fois. Et c'est là donne la confiance à la jeunesse d'aller vers les élections.
So when the information is wrong, when the paper that the leaders are using to make the election is wrong, so the young that are not motivated to participate to this election. So, but when all is clear, all is true, the information is true, the paper to elect, paper's election is true, so the young is happy to participate because he knows that there will not have trouble, there is not have corruption about the election.
Donc, il faut aussi le respect des principes de vote.
So we have to respect the election, the principle of the election.
C'est-à-dire le respect des principes de vote. Lorsque j'aille me faire voter, il faut que mon vote soit un secret, doit rester confidentiel. Une autre personne ne doit pas savoir qui est-ce que j'ai voté.
So
cela donne aussi la confiance à la jeunesse.
That means that when I do the election, so I have to know that my election is confidence. Another person cannot know who I choose or no. So they have to confirm this situation that when somebody come to vote to make the election, his election is confidence. Nobody can know it.
Hello, sorry to interrupt. Blaise, can you please let Mr. Mohammed know that owing to time, can he please wrap up so to give Mr. Emmanuel a chance to speak?
Okay, thank you. Monsieur Mohamed, allez-y. Je vous laisserai plus de temps et après je reprends l'interprétation. Allez-y.
D'accord. Donc, comme je le disais tout de suite, c'est la raison pour laquelle on exige quelque part la mise en place des isoloirs pour éviter à ce que les gens aient une idée sur sur votre choix. La deuxième des choses, c'est aussi le mode de bulletin unique. Évite aussi à ce que les gens sachent qui est-ce que vous avez voté. Ce sont des informations qui doivent être sécurisées pendant les élections. Et lors du dépouillement, il faut comprendre que la sécurisation des documents issus des votes doivent être sécurisés aussi. Prenons le cas des procès-verbaux qui doivent être sécurisés. On sait que les fiches des résultats doivent être affichées, mais au finish, il faut que les procès-verbaux arrivent à l'endroit où elles doivent être saisies, c'est-à-dire au centre de compilation des données. Pour ne pas être aussi très long, parce qu'on m'a donné que 5 minutes, je pense que sécuriser les procès-verbaux doivent être un outil principal pour donner la confiance à la jeunesse, que leur vote n'est pas détourné quelque part et que ça arrive à l'endroit bien précis. Et pour conclure, moi, je ne voulais pas être très, très long, comme tout de suite, je l'avais dit, on n'a pas assez de temps pour conclure. Sachez que pour l'essentiel, la promotion de la participation des jeunes doit être tournée vers l'atteinte des niveaux de participation en rapport avec ceux du reste de la population. D'où l'inclusion des jeunes dans les processus politiques est un défi complexe et multidimensionnel qui doit être abordé avec une variété d'outils en fonction des objectifs et du contexte. Merci beaucoup et je suis à votre disposition. Merci.
So, like we were discussing, so the election in Africa, the election in general, they have to be transparent, clear, and the citizen have to know the real information. So that's why it's necessary to put Iselotta and especially to secure the information and the process. So when the citizen know that that the information, his election is confidence and nobody can know if he choose other person inside that other person, so and they know that the election is confidence, the citizen, the young is happy, the young is motivated, the young know that when he participates to this election, he will not be in vain. So to make short, I want to let all of us know that if we want to young by participate to the election, we have to be clear. We have to be we have to make the environment very true and let the citizens have the good and the true information so they can participate, the young can participate every time, every day, every situation, election, they can participate correctly.
Thank you very much, Monsieur Mahamat. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Mahamat. Thank you very much, Blaise, for the translation. Nonku, are you still there?
Hi, Miriam, I'm still here.
Okay, because of the time constraint, do we give Mr. Emmanuel the floor or do we allow him to? Okay, no, we only have 2 minutes left, so we cannot give Mr. Emmanuel. Can we? I don't know. Nonku?
So what we can do is yes, I think that we can just have Mr. Mahamat perhaps summarize his contributions for us, and also during the report back, I think Mr. Emmanuel, and then during the report back, also please give us the rest of the presentation. So if you can maybe just summarize for us, and then you'll give us the rest of the presentation when we come back to the joint session.
Mr. Blaise, did you get that in order to translate to French?
Okay, am I going to translate? Yes, I'm still there.
Okay, did you hear the contributions from Nonku? She asked if Nonku, you were scratching the whole time. I don't know if you could relay that to Mr. Blaise. My connection is very poor.
Okay, so what I was saying was, because we have 1 minute left, we are in the unfortunate position where we'll have to close our meeting now. So Mr. Emmanuel, can you please have your summary with everyone in the plenary in the joint session? So we'll close this room, but when we're doing the report back, that will be the opportunity for Mr. Emmanuel to give us his presentation.
Alors maintenant que nous n'avons pas assez de temps pour ce panel, nous allons demander à Monsieur Emmanuel de nous laisser entendre voilà sa présentation, une brève résumé sur sa présentation, après quoi nous allons changer de panel. Merci.
Merci beaucoup. If we can please go back to we can go back to the main room now. If we may please all leave the breakout room.
Nous allons repartir dans voilà le principal panel.